Hey guys, it's PJ and welcome back to Let's Start That Over. Hey guys, it's PJ and welcome to Fireside Friday. We are making our return after a week off. Um, Sorry about that. Between school and spending some time with family last weekend, I didn't do a live stream. I should have given you guys a heads up, but I didn't. So I apologize for that. For anybody who's new, my name is TJ, and you have stumbled across my YouTube channel, PJ Crouch YouTube. And on this channel, we cover life with a disability because I have one. If you want to know more about that disability, stick around and or subscribe to the channel and watch some of my other videos. Sorry, let me get rid of my headphones. I was doing some studying and was listening to music while I was doing it because I'm one of those oddballs that I can't talk, that will listen to music while he studies, and in my case, the louder the music, the better. As always, you can, if you got a YouTube account, log in and hit me up on the chat box. I'm saying hi to you guys. Okay. Or if you got me on Facebook Messenger, you can hit me up through that and I'll read off your questions from there. Or also, this is a new development. I started a Facebook page for the channel. It's PJ Crouch YouTube, just like on YouTube itself, just in the Facebook box, or just in the Facebook realm. So you can also message me from that. Or you can message me on Instagram, pj.crouch88 is my handle there. So, how is everybody? Did everybody make it through the snow? In fact, let me go post that picture on actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. So, as I was saying, did everybody make it through the snow? Or a more accurate question, is anybody living in a part of the country that did not have snow this week? I think the only part that didn't was maybe Hawaii. I think everybody else had some semblance of winter weather. It didn't really snow in Chattanooga that much after living in Chicago for 8 years. What happened here does not classify as snow by those standards. By those standards, it classifies as powdered sugar. Um, but for here, anytime we even get powdered sugar on the grass, the whole town stops and it freezes, both literally and figuratively. Um, for example, most of the schools, most of the public schools didn't even go back till today. So they've only gone to school. If you're in public school, you only went to school one day this week. Um, Distance learning students who do college online, like me, we're not so lucky. So, a lot has happened in my life this week. As I said, not this week, but last week, I started my last semester of my junior year of college. I'm I'm no I'm closer hour wise to being done. My degree's about 120 hours. By the end of the semester, I'll have like 65. Um, but I'll have about 2 years left to finish it up, which should be no problem whatsoever. Hopefully. So we will see. I'm taking some really cool classes my first 8 weeks of the semester, because for anybody who doesn't know, anybody who stumbles across this, who is new to, sorry, body spazzing out on me, newer or completely new, never watched the channel before. I do school online through Moody Bible Institute up in Chicago. So I'm studying to get my Bachelor's of Science in Ministry Leadership with a leadership concentration that hopefully one day I can take into full-time disability ministry. Do not know if that one day will be directly out of school or not. I'm still praying, seeking God's guidance about that. I tell people that, or when people ask me about that these days, I tell them, unless God opens the door right away, my plan is to move down to Orlando and maybe work at Disney World for about 6 months because they have a college internship program where you work in a park for 6 months. What would typically be a semester, but you're eligible for that program up to a year after you graduate. So I believe. So I thought about doing that. I really wanted to do it for right now. Because when my family was there on vacation last year, I was approached by several people in the park, and as they talked to me, who worked at the park, let me clarify that, as they talked to me, they thought I'd really be a good fit for the program and it'd be something fun for me. Um, because I have people tell me I work too hard, even now. But after praying and talking to my family, I decided to wait. Um, my experience this past summer had a lot to do with that, because I wanted to see where God took that experience, and we're sort of just now starting to figure that out. Which leads me to my next point. This is the Cause for Life internship program t-shirt that I'm wearing, so maybe after I get done here, I'll finish my last reflection video for that and post it. Give you guys a wrap up to that really, really long awaited chapter of my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for being patient. But I also, on that front, I also found out, because I mentioned last Fireside Friday that I was starting to ramp up and think about what my summer was going to be like, and that I would email the program coordinator and director um, really, really soon to figure out if they wanted me to if they felt like pursuing the program again for this summer was a good idea. Well, I did that, and earlier this week I got a response. So if you're my friend on my personal Facebook page, you already know, but I thought that I may go into this a little bit more after having some time to process and think. Um, for those of you who don't know, I got an email from Johnny and Brent's headquarters in California on Monday. Yeah, because it snowed on Tuesday and I announced it on a Facebook live stream on Tuesday that that's just my ESPN. Right, maybe nobody's watching it. That's one. Am I getting? Huh, it's Becky. Okay, sorry. Chasing a rabbit. So, back to what I was saying. I got the email Monday and posted on Facebook Monday night that I would share the announcement Tuesday. I wanted a night for it to sink in and a night to talk about it with my family, which I did. So here was the consensus. While they liked what I did, while California liked what I did last summer and were really impressed with my, let me back up. So we had talked at the end of last summer when I did kind of an exit wrap up phone interview with the coordinator that if I went anywhere, it would be back to Knoxville. And if you haven't already and you want to hear about my experience in Knoxville, there is a video on my channel. Go check it out. But from where they stood at that moment, California felt like that doing another full-blown internship where I had to raise money and fill out a whole bunch of paperwork. Again, just to go back to Knoxville, 90 minutes away from my house, may not be the best idea because I already know what disability ministry is. I already do disability ministry, and they weren't trying to show me what Johnny and Friends is or what they do because I already know that. And I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, and they knew that because I've last summer was my third straight summer of volunteering at their biggest domestic type event, which is their family retreats. So they already knew, and before I even started volunteering with them, I had been to a couple family retreats as an attendee. So I already knew, I already did what the program is. One of the main pillars of the program is to get people exposed to aspects of disability ministry that they may not know. So that box was checked, so they didn't really feel at that point back in August, into August, beginning of September, whether me doing another full-blown internship would be a good idea. Or not that it wouldn't be a good idea, but they didn't want to put any pressure or anything back on me or any pressure on Knoxville or anywhere else to get it done, because for what I want to do, they felt like I had reached where they could take me volunteering with the ministry in that capacity. So we decided to revisit the idea first of the year. So I emailed the coordinator and went, okay, family retreat registrations for volunteers and for families are opening up. They opened up at the end of last week. So I was starting to get questions from my friends in Charlotte, in Knoxville. I even had a couple from the Mississippi office that I worked with the previous 2 years ask me, what are you going to do? Which one are you going to go? So I emailed them and said, okay, I'm good with any decision you make. But weren't we supposed to revisit this like around this time? And they emailed me back after a couple days and said, yes, we were going to revisit this. We talked to Knoxville because that's where unless something really, really good opened up or somewhere opened up where we felt like you could learn something new opened up. Because the way that works, and I'll go um, into this in the wrap up general information video for the internship. The way interns get selected to go anywhere is you submit a package. So, let's see. You guys may or may not know I am, not was, I am a military brat. So, for anybody who knows military lingo, when you do anything or request to go anywhere or go enlisted to officer, you have to submit a package, which is all your paperwork of what you've done, any experience you may have, any stuff like that, medical stuff, education stuff. So you submit that, and then the higher ups make the decision. Okay, this guy's good, this guy's not. Well, in the internship process, is pretty much like that. You fill out an application with all your experience, if any. You don't have to have any, but if you do, they will take that into consideration. Um, you get your doctor's okay, that you're medically fit and clear to go somewhere, so there's nothing really. If something happens, they know that it's from something that happened while you were there. You weren't hiding anything from them to just get the slot. So you fill that paperwork out. You have to go through a background check and all that stuff, and then you submit all of that, and you send you attach a resume. So, and then you submit it to California, and California, as long as everything checks out with your background check and stuff like that, California will put it in a system where all the different arms, Johnny and friends, all the different offices can look at it and say, hey, we really like this person. Let's send it back up the chain to the program director and the coordinator who's working with this applicant and tell them we're interested, so they can tell the applicant we're interested, and then we will start the process. The next step of the process, which is raising money, getting housing, getting transportation set up if you need it. So California did not want me to go through that, and neither did Knoxville. Again, because I've been through the process, and up until last year, I had pretty much tried Yeah, Knoxville was my third try for the program. First year, I was what looked and felt like about a week away from somebody sending my name back up the chain and telling them, "Hey, we're interested in this guy," and I had to pull out because of family reasons. The year after that, the office in Philadelphia sent my name up the chain. We had got the green light. I was raising money, or I had raised money, and all I needed to do was buy a plane ticket. But every time it came down to buying a plane ticket, um, they still didn't have a place for me to stay. And at that point, we had already decided that I was going to stay with the host family, which I've talked about in my other reflection videos. So I'm not going to go into that process. And and because of that, um, they couldn't really find me a hotel either. So I had the money to go, but my mom had stipulated, hey, you can't buy your plane ticket until you have a place to stay because they, I don't want to send you somewhere because at that point, um, I was, I had turned 18, but my mom wants to make sure I'm good and squared away. So we decided, like 4 days before I was supposed to leave, I didn't have a plane ticket. So we decided to put it on hold to this past summer and have time for them to get uh, stuff on their end firmed up, give me more time to raise more money. So if they found that they couldn't find a host family, we could at least find me a hotel and get transportation set up. So they even came down, or the director and his wife were driving to a conference in Georgia and had to drive through here to get there. Oh, who's watching? Let me know. Either message me or uh, type in the discussion box thingy or message me on the page or on my YouTube, Facebook page and let me know. But anyway, so what happened was they came down. They were still looking for me a place to stay. This was in August of last year. So, or August of 2016. I keep forgetting it's 2017 now. So, or 2018 now. Yeah. So, in in August of 2016, the Philadelphia office director came down and we had lunch and talked about some stuff. And we're talking about um, we were talking about housing. He had me take pictures of how accessible my bathroom was, so he knew this is how much he needs. And then so they could go back to Philly and figure all that out. And then in January, or not even January, in December of 20, or in December of 2016, him and his wife felt God pulling on their hearts to step away from the ministry and go another direction. So I wasn't mad at them or anything, but it was like, why won't this work? And then in February of last year, I get an email from Knoxville, but you guys already know that story. So let's fast forward to what's happening now. So California didn't want me to have to go through that again because they knew that if I went anywhere, it would be back to Knoxville. I'm 90 minutes away. So even if I went, even if I didn't go as an official intern, they knew there was a good shot at me still volunteering with the Knoxville office. So I had actually set up a couple dates to go back to Knoxville and help with stuff. And as soon as I got back from my trip this past summer, and those had to go by the wayside just because of family stuff. So what ended up happening is Knoxville still wants to work with me, but they feel like because of all that stuff and the fact that they don't want me to have to go through that again, and the fact that I do live so close, I can get there if they need me to or want me to, or if I want to. That it's more beneficial for me to stay home and work without the constraints of the internship program because the internship program also has specific parameters um, that you have to follow, and they don't want me. They feel like I'm a better use without those parameters. So I'm not an official Johnny and Friends intern this summer, but I will be an unofficial intern, I guess, and helping with various different things. I do not know what those things are, other than going back to family retreat, which all my Knoxville friends are really excited about. Um, those of you who don't know, my cabin mates, because obviously when you do things like that, this, like a family retreat, you're split up into guy cabins and girl cabins if you're a volunteer. Well, so last year I get there, I'm completely Knoxville Family Retreat is completely new territory for me. But the family I stay with in Knoxville has been going to family retreat with them pretty much since day one, year one. And the older siblings are now volunteers. So they don't stay with their family, they stay in the volunteer cabin. Well, two of the brothers and I went up early for volunteer orientation because one, we needed to, and two, I was helping with volunteer orientation before the families got there. So they're like, since you don't know anybody, you'll bunk with us. And I'm like, cool, because you guys are literally the only two uh, guy volunteers I know outside of the directors, or not the director's family, but the family retreat coordinator family and stuff. And they're staying up at the lodge. So, yeah. Um, so, lo and behold, all the other guys get there. So, we had, let's see, me, Keegan, Leo, Sawyer, Clay, Wiley, Joe, me, Keegan, Leo, Sawyer, Caden, Clay, and Joseph. Me, Keegan, Leo, Clay, Wiley, Joseph, Caden. So we have about 7 guys in probably an 8 by 10 room lined with bunk beds that were triple decker. So those things were uncomfortable, but we dealt we gutted through it for 5 days. So, but by the end of the week, we were brothers. So we by the end of the week we had what we called the Brotherhood of Cabin Number 5. So and there's also an unwritten rule about family retreat cabins, and this was just not my cabin. So whatever happens in the cabins stays in the cabins. So it truly felt like a brotherhood. Now I've been doing family retreats for 2 years before I went to Knoxville last year, and I had roommates that I grew close to throughout the weeks, but none of them ever felt like the way I felt with these guys and the way they felt about me. Because believe it or not, 22-year-old me was the oldest one in that cabin, or in that room, in the cabin. So by the end of the week, we had what we called the Brotherhood of Cabin Number 5. In fact, when any one of us posts on Facebook, we usually end the post with hashtag Brotherhood of Cabin hashtag 5. So I announced that I'm coming back to family retreat with Knoxville in July, and my Facebook starts blowing up. So some of it was Knoxville friends excited, and some of it was my friends from Charlotte going bummer because they knew, well, I said it in the video, but they knew beforehand that was probably where I'd go. The video was just solidifying that theory because, once again, it's closer to go with them, and that's if I'm going to be working with them. Sorry, with the Knoxville office, that's where I need to go. I can't work with them and then not show up to what we're working towards. That's just not how I want to be. And they know that. And yeah, they're bummed that I'm not going to be at Bon Clarkin. So if any of my Bon Clarkin people end up watching this, you know who you are, and you know that I will be thinking about you guys. I'm not gonna go um, as far to say that if I could be in two places at once, I would, because that's not fair to you guys. That's not fair to the Knoxville office. That's not fair to um, all the families that I could, would, did help, because splitting, I don't want to pick favorites. So, yeah, that's what the plan is for the summer, and we'll see where it goes. I'm already helping with a conference in Knoxville in April, so I'm doing stuff with that, and my church family is really excited that I'm gonna be more available this summer to help. I went into the homeschool program that meets at my church and that I work for on Thursday, because like everybody else, we didn't have class on our other day, which is Tuesday. So I went in yesterday and told my children's pastor what the plan was, and he goes, okay, and immediately turns around and looks at his master calendar he's got on his wall and says, when do you have to be available for Charlotte, or for Knoxville? Um, and I told him end of July, because that's usually when family retreat is, and I'll get hard and fast dates next week when I register. And he looked at his calendar and went, okay, we got stuff this week, and this week. Can I use you? And I said, yes. Well, actually, he jokingly said, can I use and abuse you those weeks? And I said, yes, because what I do at church will help me get ready to go back into the fire that is known as family retreat. Because, like I've said a million times in videos about Johnny and Friends, about family retreat, you will push your body to the limit when you go to family retreat, because you're doing so much in such a short amount of time that you will be dead physically and mentally by the end of the week. But on the other hand, your soreness and your your zombie like mind will be so overfilled with joy and happiness over getting to spend a week with old friends, make new ones, continue to serve God, that you will automatically, as soon as you get home, or even before you leave, go how many days until next year, how many days till registration for next year opens. So I don't know what my summer's gonna completely look like, but now that I have that decision made, even though it was kind of out of my hands, it wasn't, because it was in God's hands, and He knows what's best for me and what's best for me to do. And the best way he can serve me, or I can serve him, not him serve me. My words are coming out backwards tonight. So, um, now that that decision is made and set, or that part of the decision set in stone, um, and I can just look forward to serving in any way that comes up. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to take you guys along for the ride, um, because I will be making videos and live streaming as this stuff comes up. Um, my boss here actually, um, that's unrelated to Johnny and Friends, texted me last night and said, "Hey, can you do uh can you speak at a mini conference for me about etiquette and wheelchair safety?" So I said, "Sure." And come to find out, it's the day after my 23rd birthday. So I'm gonna be doing something I love to do and have come to enjoy doing, because I like helping people. I love teaching others about disability. That's why I started this channel. So I'm gonna be able to do that my birthday weekend and just spend the entire day of plugging into people and getting and then plugging into my knowledge and us trading knowledge back and forth so we can all continue to grow and serve others better. And I've, I'll be honest, lately I've been in a funk. I've been going, okay, God, mm, why, what, how? And last weekend, me and my mom had a discussion, and she's like, slow down, enjoy life a little bit. It's okay to have fun. And I know that, but in the back of my head, I've always had to prove something. And I don't know why, but or I do know why. That aspect of my life has gotten worse since my dad walked out of the picture, because now it's like everything I have to prove to him that I'm better than he thinks I am or thought I was before he left. And over the last week, I've been praying and asking God, why do I do things like that? I have to be patient and let Him open the doors. And once I let go of, okay, I have to know what my summer is going to look like. I have to. The door opened up and my attitude has been better. Uh, I've felt better, honestly. Um, because between the cold and whatever was going on inside my head, my body did not like me. Um, I can't do very much about the cold. Um, it doesn't like me either way, but it so, but me stressing out about stuff didn't help that. It just made it 10 times worse. So now that I'm not stressing out, yeah, it's still cold and my body still hates me because of that. But that's just CP. That's how we roll. And if you have CP or know somebody with CP, you will know there's no way around it. at all, but I can affect what I can affect. And now that I let that go, I feel 10 times better both physically and mentally, and it shows. So, yeah. So, buckle up because, like I told everybody I've told this week, because I had a bunch of people starting to ask me what my summer looked like. I keep saying I'm going to be home, but I don't think I'm going to be any less busy because even if I'm not somewhere, it sounds like they're going to be keeping me pretty busy here, doing some stuff. And as I get those details, I'll share them with you guys. So, I'm actually going to wrap up tonight here. Let's see. Uh, just because I feel like I said what I needed to say tonight. So, and that also goes with a huge, humongous thank you to all of you who are out there. And who are supporting me. And as always, if you've got questions, comments, video ideas, drop them in the comment section. And like, share, subscribe. Go to Facebook and like the YouTube page. And I will be posting on there more consistently. To let you guys know what's up as far as live streams, new videos, um, and stuff like that. So, yeah, see you guys next week or in another video.